So the Neil Young jukebox. If you had a chance to punch an artist up right now, who would it be?
Oh, I'd have to see Roy Orbison now.
Any particular cut, Pretty Woman or something like that?
If you got him doing Crying, I'd like to see that, or Running Scared.
What was it about the Big O that really captures you?
Raw emotion, the real thing.
Was he one of your idols back in Winnipeg?
Yeah, Orbison was my favorite. There's a picture of him on Tonight's the Night. I don't know if you ever noticed that. Tonight's the Night album, there's a guy standing there under a palm tree. Inside on this wrap, that's Roy. And this picture of Roy. It was taken off off a compilation album that was released in Holland that I bought while I was on the road, and I took that Roy Orbison thing, and this picture of him was awesome. So I go back a long time with Roy.
Oh, we've got Crying. Here it is.
Good.
All right, from the emotion of Roy Orbison, where would you go now? What would you punch in next?
Well, I'd like to see Little Richard now.
Roots of rock and roll? Tutti Frutti?
Yeah, Little Richard, Tutti Frutti, Good Golly Miss Molly, something like that, and back in there, it'd be nice.
So he's a madman. Would you identify with a madman? Well, in his heyday.
He's great. He's still a madman. He's completely outrageous. Little Richard is rock and roll.
Is it great to see the fact that the community is finally paying him back? You know, he's been jumping up on stage saying, you know, I'm it, you know, pay me back.
They're starting to they're going to have a Little Richard's rock and roll reunion in January or February of next year. And that's going to be a great thing. And
would you like to be there?
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
What cut would you play if you had a choice to play a cut?
Of Little Richard's? If I could play it myself, Send Me Some Lovin'. But I don't think there's a video of Send Me Some Lovin'. And but that's a great song. You know the one I mean?
No.
Oh, that's a great song. I think it's on the other side of Lucille. Lucille, there's a good one too.
All right, from roots rock, where would we go now?
We go now to Hank Williams. And we have to go back to any one of his classics.
There's a tear in my bed.
Hank Williams, you could take anyone. Your Cheating Heart. I think there's a video of Your Cheating Heart. I think somewhere on film. And then there's Jimmy Rogers too. There's the CBS film of Jimmy Rogers sitting outside the train station, waiting for the train to come, where he's singing with his guitar. It's live, singing, and it's about a 15-minute film. Now, I don't know if you've seen that one, but that's one of the great videos of all time. Jimmy Rogers. That goes even back more into roots than Hank Williams.
Were you a country fan in the beginning?
Always been a country music fan from the very beginning, but not to the exclusion of anything else.
From your own early era, say, let's go 65 to 68, anything there? When you were starting off?
Well, you know, Dylan around that time, Dylan was a big influence on me. I like that. I was knocked out. How about Subterranean Homesick Blues from Don't Look Back?
With Allen Ginsberg in the background?
Yeah.
Brilliant video for its time.
Great. And then completely ahead of its time.
All right, moving along. We go from Dylan. Where would we go next?
Well, now we'd have to go to Jimi Hendrix. And, I haven't seen that much film of Hendrix. I know there's one where he's just playing with a white background, but I would rather see him playing electric guitar with the original Experience somewhere, and that might be Woodstock, or I don't know if he played with them at Woodstock or not.
We have two, we have a few, but...
There's Monterey also.
Yeah. So you were at Monterey as well?
No, I didn't go to Monterey.
There's a story about you in a stolen pickup truck?
That was Woodstock.
Was that Woodstock? With Hendrix as well at the time?
Melvin Belli and Hendrix.
What was the story there?
Well, we got dropped off at the wrong airport. We flew to Woodstock, and then, but they dropped us off at an airport where we had to steal a truck to get to Woodstock, to the show, which was not too far away. So I think we did that, and that's where we saw Hendrix. He was there at the at the airport too. He'd gone in the wrong airport.
You used to have a Jimi Hendrix button on your guitar strap. Is that still around?
It faded. It faded away.
Rest never sleeps, eh? All right, from Jimi Hendrix, where would we go?
Let's see. How far can we take this? After Jimi Hendrix, well, then we'd have to go to the Rolling Stones. We'd have to go to the early Rolling Stones.
What do you like about them?
Just the roughness of their sound.
Did you ever see them in the early days?
Just film of them. Never saw them live in the early days. I guess I did. I saw them in '66. Buffalo Springfield played with them at the Hollywood Bowl. I saw them.
I was making his young godlike days.
They were a great band.
Absolutely great. We just got the brand new video from the IMAX movie, actually. And it's the cover of Ruby Tuesday. You want to see that?
Yeah, let's check. Well, no, that's too new.
Okay, you want something old?
No, I want to look at an old one. You look at, you know, like this is what you're talking about is way the other end of the spectrum. It's too big of a jump. It's not, no, I can't make that jump yet.
How about It's All Over Now?
That's good. Good. And then, so now that's all over now.
Yeah, it's all over
Oh,
now.
no, wait a
Right,
minute.
how about for the modern period? Sonic Youth, is there a favorite Sonic Youth cut that you like?
Well, you know, it's from the Goo compilation. There's a couple of those ones that are, you know, you can just pick whatever one you want. Good bunch of cheap videos thrown together with a lot of care, you know.
Sonic Youth's employment of feedback these days, has it helped you also with something like Weld, when you've seen the young people using feedback, and here you have Weld?
Well, basically, you know, Thurston, I lent Thurston and Kim and the rest on their bus. I lent them the video of Muddy Track, which is a video that I made in 1986 or 87 of a tour of Europe. And the soundtrack for it is all like Weld. It's all like Arc. Is the beginnings and endings of the song. So I used that for the soundtrack under the traveling and everything in this. And I gave them that video, which is a real rough, homemade kind of a video that I made myself and shot myself and edited. And it's maybe an hour long or an hour and a half or something, an hour and 10 minutes. I gave it to them to watch, and then he came back and they dug it, and they said, I said, what do you think about the music? And he said, well, you gotta take all that music and just put it together into one thing. And I said, well, it is kind of in there. That's why I did, because we took it all out of the performances and just laid it in under all of these scenes and everything, all this distortion and speed metal kind of pounding stuff. So we did that, but he suggested to him, the power of suggestion is quite strong with me. And so I started thinking about all the beginnings and endings of what we were doing on Weld as being, you know, on the tour. Because I couldn't wait till they happened. You know, I'd be playing the song, and just before when we get to that point where the band would break down and we just go sonic, and then go berserk and just get free and open. I was very happy to get to that point every time. You know, it was a reward, kind of, because it was free and new and expressive and something that we were really developing now. It wasn't something that we were doing that we'd already done. So I knew at that time that I was going to do Arc.
One final video choice, what would it be? What can we go out on here?
Brothers in Arms by Dire
Straits.
One of the greatest videos I've ever seen. I love the video. There's a mood to it. There's a mood to the music, and there's a mood to the video.
And the message, of course.
I always thought that was just one of the finest records, and I always remembered as being a video that I really liked watching. I would always stop and watch it.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
And a Merry Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas to you too.
This is an area where images of Buffalo Springfield, Broken Arrow and Crazy Horse come to life. It's Northern California. Those images are also connected to one man, Neil Young. This is one of his vehicles, an old Plymouth. His favorite restaurant in the area, Mountain House. Guess what? We're going inside to chat with Neil Young about his latest album, Archival, and his career.